Hello, my name is Keith, and these are my stamps. Today, episode 14, Angra, Horta, and Ponta Delgada, the autonomous districts of the adjacent islands. The adjacent islands are what the Azores and Madeira used to be called, and we are focusing on the Azores, 9 volcanic islands in the Atlantic Ocean, about 1,400 kilometers, 870 miles west of mainland Portugal. Here you can see the 9 islands. There are one or two smaller little EB islands, but these are the main ones. And you'll see they're geographically divided into 3 groups. In the west, Santa Cruz das Flores to Horta in the center is around about 230 kilometers, 140 miles. And from Angra in the center to Vila do Porto in the southeast is around about 300 kilometers, 186 miles. Here I've chopped out some of the ocean so that we can look a little closer at the islands. Horta in the west, its full name is the Very Loyal City of Horta, and it's named, well, there are 2 theories. The first is that the founder was a Flemish man called José van Huerta. The second hypothesis is that Horta means orchard in Portuguese, and the name comes from that. In the center, Angra de Heroísmo, well, it has a full name as well. The very noble, loyal, and ever steadfast city of Angra de Heroísmo. Angra is Portuguese for creek or cove or inlet. And thankfully on their stamps, they just put Angra rather than all of the full name. And the third town we're interested in is Ponta Delgada, from the Portuguese meaning thin tip or narrow cape. The districts didn't quite follow the geographic zones. As you'll notice, the autonomous district of Horta in the west is the 2 most westerly islands, Corvo and Flores, but also Faial, where Horta itself is, and Pico, which are both in the center group of islands. The center area was the autonomous district of Angra, including Graciosa, São Jorge, and Terceira islands. And the eastern was the Ponta Delgada district with São Miguel and Santa Maria. I think I'm blocking out Santa Maria with my head there. All of these areas, the land area of them, were roughly similar, around about 800 kilometers squared, 500 square miles, which is roughly the size of Phoenix in the US or Berkshire in the UK. The history of the 3 cities. Horta was founded in 1467, as I just mentioned, by a Flemish nobleman, José van Huerta, who built a small chapel on the island of Faial, which later became the town of Horta. In 1583, the Spanish landed and attacked and executed the captain, which was the name given to the leader of the island. In 1589, the British arrived, fought the Spanish, and then attacked the island. In 1597, the British returned, this time led by Walter Raleigh. They sacked Horta and its surrounding areas. After this, things calmed down somewhat, and in the 18th century, Horta became an important stop for North American whalers. Also, exports of oranges and wine increased. In 1919, it was a stop off on the first transatlantic flight that landed in the Bay of Horta on its crossing. Angra, the settlement began a little earlier in 1450, and it became a city with the charter of King John III in 1534. It played an important role in voyages to Portuguese East Indies, and it served as Portugal's capital during the Portuguese Civil War of 1828 to 1834. In 1983, 3 years after a devastating earthquake, UNESCO named it a World Heritage Site. Ponta Delgada, established at a similar time to Angra, 1450, was given city status also by King John III in 1546. In the 19th century, its growth was quite spectacular due to citrus exports, mostly to the United Kingdom, and at one point it was the third largest city in all of Portugal. The three cities were designated as the capitals of designated autonomous districts in 1836 and remained so until a restructuring of the administrative zones of Portugal in 1975. The stamp issuing history. Portugal issued stamps for the three districts between 1892 and 1905. Each of the districts produced around 50 stamps, basically in two types, both showing King Carlos. The earlier one had a rectangular frame, and the second type had a round frame. The ones with a round frame had a couple of different print runs. The currency was that of Portugal, which was 1,000 reis to 1,000 reis at the time. Keeping with the geographic order, west to east, start with the stamps that I have from Horta, and these three are from the first series with the square frame, although of course, if you'll see, there is an oval frame within that, but these are from 1892, the 5, 10 and 25 reis stamps. This is the second series, so this is what I've been calling the round frame for King Carlos, and the first three, the 2.5, 5 and the 25 bluey grey green one, the bottom left, are from 1897, the 25 red from 1899. The stamps I have from Angra, I don't have any from the first series with the rectangle frames. These are all from the second series with the round frames, and they're all from 1897 except for the 25 reis pink stamp in the bottom left, which is from 1899. On the third district, Ponta Delgada, I have these three from the first series of 1892, the 5, 25 and 50 reis, and then quite a number from the second series, the round frame stamps, most of which are from 1897, although three of them, the 15 reis on the second row the left, and the 25 reis red on the second row on the right, and the 65 reis in the bottom row are from 1898. I don't know why the Ponta Delgada second print run was a different year from the other two, but there you go, it was. Anyhow, my name is Keith, and these are my stamps. Goodbye.